He ran the ICC football team that we played in once a week. He grew a good moustache. There was Simon Varney, who was in the media rights team, grew a great moustache. The former West Indies opener, Adrian Griffith, who looked after the umpires end of things for a long time, he grew a good moustache. Eddie Fitzgibbon, brilliant moustache, the ICC development defence manager. So we're all together. We're about, I'm going to tell you what date it was because the Google Photos has helped me out here. We were 18 days into November and everyone did start clean shaven. So 2.5 weeks, you'd think you'd get a decent mow going. But what happened was we had a visitor to the ICC offices. We had to get a photo with him. So who do you think I might be referring to? One of the best moustaches in the world game.
Struggling under.
Nicely bowled. Our director's got
a
the ICC match referee, David Boone, was in the office for some meeting. With not just a great match ref. So we said, we're all doing November, can we get a photo with you? There's a bit of a misfield from Jones, who so we've got a photo here with Boone. I'm going to show you. Umair, you're not allowed to show this on air. How does this as a group of men,
just ever so slowly. You know, what's the most impressive thing about this photo is, Lenny, it's not the full Takludai going right now. You got a little bit of hair on the top of the head. Don't think I've ever seen like.
Umair wants to see it. He's coming in. I wonder for me, what do you reckon? Who's the Tulsa? Yeah, Tulsa not bad because Umair's gone missing. Nothing does that, but it's okay. They'll dash a quick single. But or for men's camp about November, and being 2 days prior. If you do want to get involved, I think you can check that out. A lot of fun and something that, was a complete humiliation. Standing next to one of the great moustaches in the world, with effort from my end, man. And I know you agree with me.
Look, at least you tried. I don't think my effort be anywhere near as good as anyone in
14. You're going to tell me that's 10 years ago now, aren't you? Where does the time go in life?
Not sure.
Nepal have started to settle. It was you'd suspect they're heavy favourites to win this game, but you would suspect, man, they can get through this the entirety. Well, is there any way they can lose the game then? Because you would have thought that if they're going to lose this, it's going to be a rattle of wickets early to the new ball.
Yeah, 100%. Sun beating down, grass starting to pop up just a little bit. On the ground. It's just about what the conditions are in the air, and this is baking, and these two seeing ball into the middle of the back. There's really no way with 99 without loss over 5th under 250. So you're in a similar set. You never know, I guess, with Nepal.
Yeah, no, look, I suppose, I've no doubt I'm going to have a message now in a moment. Then we'll lose. From the Nepal fans, where they're riding the wave right now. They're currently in the "we are back" phase.
Yeah,
they're very much in the. As they'll dash a quick single, and good awareness will get them a second. Get the overthrow. I think it's Jack Jarvis who's done the fielding, and his keenness to try and effect a run out. He's ended up costing an overthrow. Yeah, the back at the bottom of the mean was "we're so done" or something like that. And then the heartbeat of the Cardiac Kids riding that way. More about this league, the structure of it, what the teams are playing out for here. Any questions you have on either of the cricket? Badge on Twitter or Instagram. I've got Aman Patel alongside me. He's on at AP Sports News _, or you can use that hashtag CWCL2. Just do us one favour, tell us where you're watching from, because we always that fans are tuning in from. Often the Instagram inbox crashes when I say this, so if you want to be guaranteed getting through to me, get on to Twitter if you can, or try it on Instagram DM. Glorious shot. The shot of the chase. Just a push, no more than that. Doesn't try to overhit. And a cover drive of the highest quality for 4 runs.
Yeah, that's better for Massive Shake. Again, there's not half volley. It's on a length, and he's just perfection. No need to go with unbelievable shots down the ground, trying to power or muscle the ball when you can. The outfield is fantastic, taking advantage. Picks up 4 runs to close out the 6th over.
From Nepal. Just as I say that, they've lost. Did look as though it might have been judged to be LBW.
And McMullen back into the attack and straight into the wickets. Let's take a look. And yeah, that's hit straight on middle stump. It's a good decision in the end. Very easy on that second look. And
leg stump, I think, man. I think it's definitely out. I know it's hitting middle. I think you could see middle. And in fairness, I think it is a fair decision. I just thought at first it might have been angling, but it wasn't. I thought the natural angle at first was that it was going to angle down, but then it got
what's the difference there?
So Anil Sa 13, and here's a big surprise. Monty Desai is at the crease. It's not Kushal Bertel. We're going to be Kushal Malla, who will come to the crease. Usually bats at 4 or 5. Why is he being sent in? Is it purely left hand, right hand?
I think that would be the thought, just to try to throw, swinging the ball, how accurate they've been. You can just get the left-hander in, and just unhappy fans from you
Well,
back
I've been
home.
told I jinxed it by saying. The chase was going well. 2 slips in place, but they were cruising at that point as Mala gets off the marks. Nice Shirzad, who's watching on from Boston. Enjoying the action, he says. We don't control. And he says, "Oh, I'll to field first." And I'm not just talking about, some teams like to chase, don't they? Today was a big toss.
Yeah, today in particular, with just the overcast conditions that you had, very unlike what we see here in Grand Prairie, you had to bowl first on a fresh wicket. I'm not necessarily sure that they need to field first in every match. I know they have the kind of grit in their middle order, the strength, and it feels like the bowling at times.
Yeah, I think in this calendar year, the batting has been more erratic. And be more up and down bounce, allied with some lateral movement. Nepal can struggle. Anyway, so Sheikh will get a single. I think they bat better on better surfaces, blatant. But if you talk about, I think they can bat better than their opposition can bat on better, certainly as much. As you see, Mala clearly back, good technique, watching the bowler release and then watching them bowl. So I think when it gets difficult, one of the things that surprised me in points of this year has been that they've struggled. There's a look there. He might have actually got a finger on that. But the key was Mala was safely home. Just hear from lots of fans now, no Kushal Bertel was used while bowling, and now this, not at number 3. What's your take? Why is that?
I'd reckon it's purely left-hand, right-hand when they bowl, not allowing them to just operate on the same lines and lengths, which you know they can do. But based on the start also, it almost feels like Nepal and Monty Desai want to be aggressive early, and that's just a your natural form of a game.
Which is from all across the world now, and we Paze watching on from Melbourne, heading to work now. Out to work. I don't know what time it is in Melbourne. Prakash Kandel watching on. Rohan Chalice watching on from Chattanooga in
Tennessee.
Good knowledge, man. From 10 to the 3rd, he's going to be at the final game. I can't sit on my desk and work every work. It's okay. Just hope he's not watching the game. Sagar watching on. We'd always love to hear your stories, guys. Not a very weird place for me. Don't watch from Finland. I didn't mean any of your places are weird.
I see cricket fans in all corners of the globe.
Exactly. And I was trying to get through the game 48 hours ago. I've got another man who says, please don't mention my name because I'm at work. Organise first-class matches for ODI status countries to help them budget point we're making in the first innings.
It's just you have so many, like you mentioned, you have so many opportunities to play right now. The World Cup's every 3 years that it is you're going to get to test status. You can't just say, oh, we're going to do this for preparation. It's coming within 3 years.
In our cricket badge, they do it with a wiki face. I know they're joking, and then they've done a shining, and the only light that is on is the Nepalese cricket fan, and that is the passion.
Yeah, it is, and it's been great seeing it online, but seeing it in person is just a whole nother level.
Canal says, I don't get why people criticise the Nepalese players and the captain. Most are under 25, and many of the players are even teenagers. Whereas other countries, their captains are usually in their 30s. Constantly changing players. Support to help them grow as a team. Well said, Mr. Canal.
Building a positive structure within that group, and if that group is tight knit,
Norway, such a good time to watch in Central European time because I think it's 8:45 back home. Nepal must win this match. That's all overs bowled, 36 for 1. A nice to hear from the real CH who's watching on from downtown Dallas. Wish I could be out in Grand Prairie with y'all, but I gotta pay my bills.
yeah, it's all good. We understand that.
One of the great things though is that, particularly watching cricket, it's maybe not an ODI. I sat through 3 hours of boredom last night. But anyway, I'm joking. But
Only slightly joking.
it's a 7.5, 8 hour day, and you can kind of sit there with one ear pod in whilst actually still doing your day. Day's work, hope for a picture, and that you can dip in and out of the coverage, can't you?
Yeah, it's very almost get broad, and there's time, and it's not like Test cricket where you're batting time, but it feels at points you can bat time, and let me pull up the ODIs, and I'll text you or let PDP when dip out, come back, and you feel like, okay, you're probably in, and you can just listen the whole time and not feel as if you have to be glued to the screen.
Yeah, and then the great thing is with the new ICC TV site, you press the W at the bottom where the wickets fall and go back and see. It says, at Cricket Badge, I've been following Nepal cricket for a very long time. I've not seen chase totals down. I love you, Takludai and Aman Bai.
Ah, there you go.
There we go. Well, thank you very much for the love and kindness, Rule. Firstly, I think there has been inconsistency in the batting. I don't think there's any question about that, as this is pitched outside leg conditions where they've failed to adapt particularly well. I know it was tricky this morning, but I think this is a good batting surface. I would expect Nepal to chase it down. I might be wrong.
No, I think you're absolutely right. There's runs to be had on this wicket. It's not King City in that regard where it was very tough to bat. There, you had to really stick in and have to commit yourself to just playing always on the front foot. Versus here, there are runs to be had. You can use your hands much more freely and really attack the bowler and look to score some runs. And I mean, you're a popular man. The inbox is full. I've got one of my inboxes was sitting for a while, and I bring it up now because it's the fourth ball of the over. And Sagar Kamiri, I think I've said that right.
Kamiri, yeah.
He says, quick question. Why do umpires raise their two fingers sometimes when the fast bowler's bowling in the middle of the over? Just curious, what does that mean? Well, they're just signaling to the square leg umpire the over, so typically they do the second, because if you do it on the last, you could miss you could be one off. If you do the second to last, what you think is second to last, you have that 2 balls left.
As a helicopter flies overhead, yeah, that's the. It's a routine to check with 2 to go. You will indicate like a little peace sign. Or a V, or that will indicate that both umpires in their count have got 2 balls to go. Therefore, after that ball you've just seen, umpire Vijaya Malela do, and then they know that the over is called. If at that point, when they both score and say, sorry, is there 3 or 4 gone the over, or maybe 5, if they've miscounted, all part of the routine, just like the batters have a routine, and the bowlers do. as well. Yeah, where you're watching from to get a win for Nepal. Great to hear from you. Never a shortage of opinions, is there, from Nepal fans either? That's one of the things I love. If usual Bertel should be at number 3 and Mala down at 5 or 6. It's just
Yeah, again, it's kind of it's a difference in philosophy, I guess, right? There are some coaches that are very much, this is your role, you're batting here, and whatever the situation is, this is where you bat. And Monty Desai is the one where he likes to be fluid and likes to exploit matchups in different moments in the game.
I have a battle here with Wheel because just this angle over the wicket is causing him some problems.
Yak, or just stay not as much away from Mala, who's using a lot of his hands. He hasn't used his feet, who showed good signs in the T20s at least, that he's able to use his feet, use his thought process.
Monty decides these players better than anyone. But I think I would agree with Sujan, who's messaging in there, that I'm spin. He's got a brilliant record against that, and Mark Watt is one of the most dangerous bowlers in the Scottish side. He's there at first slip. You can see him in the top right of your screen. I would imagine if it's going to be Bertella, if there is a weakness, it's against express pace from Mala. And I know he's rapid, he's quick enough, and he's also bowling a lovely rhythm and routine. And so he's done well to get down the non-strikers end now, Kushal Mala. He's broad-shouldered, he's a big hitter. It might not be playing to Mala's strengths, get him in at number 3.
Yeah, especially with the ball doing a little bit off the surface, you can just see, even with him understanding that there's going to be width, he's going to really throw his hands at it. He's almost rooted, stuck with his feet. And I agree, it would be much better suited off, when the ball's not doing as much. We can just get in and use his power to his advantage. And you're going to see some spin, you're going to see some left arm spin in the Scottish attack.
He's now played 38th time he's batted at number 3. He's batted twice at number 4. The majority of his 7 at number 8. The number of Nepal batters you 'See, I think Gulshan Jazz batted everywhere from 3 to 9. Demonstrates Monty Desai's approach and want for flexibility in his door. 38 for 1. They've got more Gamires watching on from Darshan Tar and Nuakot. He wants a Chessy in France. We from Avat. Suman Simkat is watching on from Germany, and even to the smart TV.
Quite good.
Stick it up, and the quality with the cameras we have here should be full HD. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. We're hearing from Roni, who's watching on Fant Associate Cricket in front of all the other commentators, and I'd love to meet you one day. Jai Nepal, Jai Ireland. Well, that's a lovely message. Thank you so much, Roni. Brad Curry. Back into the attack, bit of a movement away from the left-hander. That's the direction the wind is going. They're hugely about as well. It deserves more oxygen, more coverage, more praise. And and more support.
Yeah, and at World Cups, you're getting more and more eyes on it. We've seen Bishop talk about it on the little India or in Australia or in England. Say, oh wait, hold on, Scotland's a great side. Nepal's got great. And that happened now, and they start to gravitate towards the associates.
And also how thrilling, dramatic, and
I think that's the one thing in a world where you see a lot of people complain about ODIs, and this feels like a one-off ODI. Event that doesn't really make any difference in terms of rankings. You go down to the World Cup, and then if you don't win, then you can lose your ODI status. There's risk reward in both ends of the stick here.
as Papua New Guinea have done. It's several $100,000 hit to the budgets of your country fixtures over 2.5 years, and it's a very difficult path back. You've got to play exceptionally well as Canada did Challenge League. In this case, you can finish top two and then go to a playoff under the most intense pressure, find a way to get past the other sides, which City, Sans. Naponi. He says it's the home of the Kansas City Chiefs and game losing streak in ODIs. A bit of Patrick Mahomes vibe. Vibes out to the Nepali team. Please, Lenny, don't say Nepal will win until they've won on the last ball. Should win today. I will say that much.
They should. Again, this is a game that's set up for them to win. They've done all the hard work, and Bishwash Sharma, he's watching in way north from Texas in Edmonton, Kansas. He says, Did I Maya? So, not exactly sure what that means, but happy Diwali to everyone watching. And again, I think they'd be enjoyed to start out Diwali with a Nepal to find their way over the victory line. They have plenty of time. To do it. 9 wickets in hand. They're favorites at this point. Well, I'm starting now. That's the
Deary Maya. Look at the emoji.
It is a heart.
I've got about 20 words of Nepali. I think Tikse can get you out of almost any hole. Anywhere. Oh no, it doesn't, but it is LBW. I thought it got through. It was so full and so straight, and in essence, wheel dumps. It didn't need to. The pad, and that was good enough. And the experiment, here's the wobble from Nepal.
Doesn't know when to come forward, when to go back. And you can just see here, he's kind of just stuck today. That one's going to go on to hit the stomach. It falls is 42 for 2, and Brad Curry's done what he's done best.
You can see why I thought it bowled him, because Brad Curry just wheeled away in celebration. Stuart Broad, eat your heart out. There was no goal, but at the same time, watch Brad Curry. So it's hit the pad. I thought it might have flicked the off stump then. Look at him. He never turned. This is one that at the start of the season. Brad Wheel to continue. Marshall Bertel. He'll be at the non-strike. There's always twist and a turn. Mala, you can see hands to the heads. Oh no, here we go again. Run will be cheered here by the Nepal fans that have come in, probably about 200. Yeah, there's always a twist, and the fascinating thing then at number 4. I'll check that, but do you understand some of the frustration of Nepal?
Of how good Kusher Bertel was, especially in that T20 series, scored that first 50 batting at the number 3, and this is why he's
he's never looked back. Stuart Pearl missed the start of it. That gets maybe the loudest cheer of the day. Bat shown by Bertel to get his inning.
Doing as much as it was earlier, 8 hours ago. You're seeing him play with a much more positive approach. And
well, can I give you some numbers here? Kushal Bertel, he did it 48 times out of 50. He batted at 5 once. And then career-wise now, he's batted opening the batting 48 times. It's at 6 and twice at 7.
he's just all.
Now, they've made the decision to take him out of opening the batting. And with Anil Sand in the team, and he's one who I think might evolve into such an elegant driver. The ball in particular. Stick with it. Let him stick at number 3 for 2 tours, 3 tours.
A lot of sense to do that just because conditions. Because batting at number 3. Can be so many different things, can't it? It can be your openers batted 10 overs, but things that can happen in number 3 is the 12th over comes to a close, 50 for 2, ODI cricket. Number 3 is such a hot commodity. Your number 3's got to bat well. Likes the ability of his team to adapt, but almost when conditions are strange because no one really has it.
Every run is going to be cheered here, and it is being cheered by. A couple of errant strokes in that first shown the quality of his technique. There is no question that if we win the game, they just need to bat some time. Just what you need to do. No need to go after anything. Don't give wickets away. And this would be a big win, make no mistake.
Yeah, again, it's against the 4 most associated I cycled through them, and now you have an opportunity for a win. And it's not going to take you 50 overs to.
You're going to get some good deliveries like that as well, but that's chase and find a way to or two here. All of a sudden there could be a important. Shake looks very solid. At the other end, another nice straight drive. It's the second one of the series. He's got to double figures already. Overpitched and punished.
And overpitched, it was swinging just around. He hasn't looked to overhit it. He's just tying saw where he was trying to muscle everything over. Shot off the batter bird. And Shake.
It was a bad ball. It was overpitched. You can just see they're defending. There is almost no way Scotland can get a hard run rate. The only way they can do that is control the game, you control the chase, and then you get 2 points on the table, and all of a sudden you're thinking, hold on, can we beat USA like we should have in the last game? Game. 13 overs bowled, 6 from the 13, and almost every. He's on a business trip to China, and I'm watching. From Beijing, even he asks, "What do we think about a bowling coach in Team Nip?" Bowling coach. Who came in the World Cup and the kind of the home conditions that he really helped with. Great coaching staff here, and I think you could not ask for more. One more to read out as well. Just lost it now, of course. Getting your name asked about. Did we get to watch Nepal women's other excited commentary since we got a lot of in Nepal? That final, nobody's come near the national stadium.
And I know the streets in Nepal would.
Yeah, real fervor. First time I've actually, I know. Sparked a bit of excitement. This is the first time I've heard of any football fervor across questions coming in about that. Darren watching on from London. And one Green, Andrew, he says, at Cricket Badge, what can we recreate our historic run? Just down the leg side should be the points table at the end of the over. Very much he played a third-year games, 12 for Nepal.
To need a magical run. Quite yet early, and building yourself up for the back end half of this tournament.
It's a maiden for Mullen. Consistency from him, 5 overs, 1 for 11. Well, it's the top 4 rather than the top. We don't know where that's going to be yet, but yeah, for Nepal. I'll last man by the end of this tour.
You have as of late, and again, you have to just cycling one of those long races. You just have to pick your targets slowly but surely. You bring Scotland down if you're able to get matches on Scotland. By the end of the tour, Oman.
In the second innings, and asks an extra cover. Not happy is he, Mark Watt, with that, allowing the Canada. Again, it's has a bit of a as the 4 form sides in the league so far, and then Oman and UAE in all sorts of trouble. Look, horribly out of or local conditions, it'll be held in. Asif Sheikh cannot believe it because he's done all the hard work. A few shapes from the Dallas Maverick. Unique style.
Unique style. Doesn't turn, it almost just straightens up a bit. But he's just played all that door opening for Scotland as they just peer through and have.
Well, he looked really good, didn't he? Be frustrated with that, having done all the hard work. Just the man you would want in a crisis. T20s. Just watch this ball. You can see it grips in the surface and just holds. It's the hold across its gusting 20, 25 miles an hour, and that. And the Demons, the lack of winning in this format, to make sure that they. Get over the line.
One positive thing you have is Ruth Bodo's in the middle, and the one thing we know about get affected by game situations. He's always so calm, so cool-headed. He's coming up. Just take your time, stick in, build an innings, build a partnership, and don't let's go.
Wicket taking over and a great change. Tell you much. Certainly something that the Nepal next month. Here's that table again. Just to remind Cup qualifier, the top half, bottom half feel we have to things. That's with due problems. No, Ruben Trumpelman has left. Much works it down. Pretty impressive having been promoted. Still, I think they'll have played really well to be there.
Yeah, I think their best career came played earlier in the year, and they've almost just tapered off really since the World Cup very best, and so they really need.
Edged and gone. It's McMullen again. One outside the off stump. Come on, says Mark Watt. Because now there's a real twist. Now it's just, well, it's a bit of a tame dismissal.
He hasn't done much wrong. Real credit to Mark Watt, who's kept the hand to have a big innings today, and he hasn't come.
Not the official drinks break yet. We're probably right on the stroke of it. Although there are a few drinks being run on, and now, well, this is where you start to question, why would you change the order? Why won't it understandably Rod Powell? Arif Sheikh, he comes to the crease. You can understand with plenty of batting to come. Nepal still favourites, but all of a sudden nightmares. Back late at night from Scotland, they'd stand in from then by a floater. Let's start a third slip. And it's been edged in between. Anything dramatic out of this pitch. This is mental as much as
Not to lose rather than to win. That just feels like what Nepal has done ever so. Almost decided, okay, we just have to sit here, and they've just Sheikh. He's the man you want in the middle. Played a rash shot yesterday, yes, but they needed to get a move on today. Can take his time.
it's like it's a boundaries. Jones, I think we're a better place to watch the cricket than a pub. And I went to school with my daughter. He and Monty Iqbal, who's one of the fine in Scotland is the Nepal from Matthew Cross. There's, I think, and there's more cricketers. It's the second most played sport after football. And what about that Dhaka Topi? It's a beaut. 16 bowled, 65 for
They spread far and wide in the DACA. Here in the U.S. as well, taking a sick leave holiday to.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, Niraj Dahal says 2:07 a.m. Being a fan of the Nepali cricket team is like sacrifice gain of 2 points. To be played, it's probably going to be more dramatic than it could. Lots of batting to come. Remember, Gulshan Jags of Sampal can be carrying. Casey Sandy, rather these two is the question to both of you, Andrew and Ab. Late at night.
You got two Badgers on here.
Single ball of Ireland. Every game they play, I'd watch it if it's on.
Right.
It's not like I turn it off, but I don't go seeking it, I suppose, unless in that league. Josh Little's going round. There's what ball? No Jack Jarvis with the ball yet.
He would come in soon, I think, with him. I'm probably going to see
Session to see him. We're in the end of the first one. 7 when Nepal have managed to lose 3 wickets that belong to Scotland. So if anything, Nepal are behind remarkably, even though they don't need 155 break. Nepal 70 for 4. Welcome back after the first drinks break. Into the second session now. McMullen, star of the show with 2 for 14, wicket for Brad Curry, a celeb appeal, LBW, and then 1 for Mark Watt has left Nepal in a spot of bother. Incredible, man, to think that DLS par score says it's absolutely 50-50.
Because, again, the wickets that are fallen, and Nepal's history with this.
Oh, nobody's done anything they were supposed to. Brandon McMullen's fallen over, has got half a hand to it, but not really put his body on the line to stop.
That's why the DLS would say everything's par and everything's squared up at the moment. Andrew probably should have stopped it. I'd stand there, second slip. Yes, it's come quickly and probably wouldn't have expected it to be coming to him. But again, it's all squared away. That's a perfect example of where the game is right now.
I'm going to have another look at it because I just wonder, is this Michael Leask a back point? Was this I think it's been hit in the air. Again, please forgive us, we're in a... And it's burst through his hands, and such was the power that it was hit
Way upstairs to get this, but he's got a good piece to it. It's why it's ballooned as much as it has, because he's got I think probably most of his palm onto it. It's hit with such power, and he is in off that circle inside the ring. But this would have been a huge moment had it taken. Arif Sheikh is in here to stabilize the innings. Really good piece of camera work here. It's just ballooned big. How costly is that going to be in the context of this?
shot. Arif Sheikh, he's known as the Iceman for a reason. He's the man for a crisis. He doesn't really seem to feel pressure, does he? Love Zodiac hammers this away for 4.
Yeah, this time well more in control. Batter who found runs on this surface, some life. Dropped him just on 6 runs, and now he's making you pay for that. Again, how costly is this going to be to the...
overs. 18 overs bowled. It's 83 for 4. Big appeal from Mark Watt. This made Matthew Cross was in unison with them as well. Did this turn enough to be given out? I think a bit too much doubt on first viewing.
Arif Sheikh signaled that there was bat involved. Now it's missed the bat completely. Yeah, it's probably hit him.
Yeah, crucial bit. Tell there. The question was the angle. So look at the angle. This has to really turn. It's pitched on what E? I can understand the appeal. Absolutely asks the question as the bowler, but
it coming down with the angle. Not many deliveries have turned a long way for Watt. Everything's either straight and slightly. Gonna head down in that direction. Henderson, these two in the middle, you feel any would have to almost see the game out from here because the Henderson guy read that are short of runs at the moment, and the rest in their last match, but Close and John Irie.
Probing over this though from Mark Watt. He's dead bad. He's actually challenging the inside edge more than the outside, even though he's an off spinner. Oh, and that's a beauty. Now wait for the six. It's given as runs. Minus Gloveman going around the associate game has put.
Yeah, it is. Clearly an edge, and it's just gotten past the right thumb. At 3 runs, but he deserved a wicket in that over. He did all the hard work, and now Shake's been given a life not just on 6. But then at 2 overs, this will be huge. If Shake goes on to hit the winning runs.
Yeah, the third drop of the innings as well. So Scotland, to defend low totals, usually everything has to go right. Little moments like Michael Leask at backward point. Mullen, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And then dropped again on 14. We'll see Jack Jarvis for the first time. I like the way he goes about his game. He's a good fielder, bowls very athletically, and with good energy, up in and around 130 kilometres in potential. Two. Already picked up 1 franchise gig, was up in the GT20 in Canada, did pretty well too up there. I think he's a good young athlete.
Yeah, he is, and again, he comes down with an interesting angle with the way he bowls. It's almost a very difficult third pacer in a T20 setup just because everything's angled in towards the stumps.
Oh, bat is the indication from umpire. I didn't hear bat.
Berto might have done well enough to step outside the line of off stump. Again, the indication straight away was bat. Again, not on that look.
I heard a thud of the pad and nothing else. Put away. Yeah, you're in, and oh, this was hitting middle, wasn't it? If there's no bat, Lindo's been in the hot seat today. Well, it looks a long way from the bat. Just
Looking at firsthand was
something that was the players' reaction, the kind of genuine reaction. As Leask does well at backward point. Heel. But it's kind of the reaction. Well, may have been a touch unlucky. Fascinating first over from Jarvis. 4 runs come from it. 90 for 4. Your eyes, well, I suppose, firstly on the ball thudding into the pad, but then just watch Mark Watt and to a lesser extent Matthew Cross as well.
Yeah, you see right there, it's straight away. They're both so sure of it, and then as soon as he shakes the head, quite believe he got down, hands on, have pretty decent view.
Like you saw where Matthew Cross, Katie, you could see it there. He said that it hit the bat. Good batting, good use of the feet. Shake's been wobbles, some of those concerns, some of the drama, some of the stress of the Nepal fans has been a little bit
to just operate. Especially 48 hours ago, the way he played.
Yeah, so I think what he's trying to do here, this was, well, it was fascinating up in Edinburgh. There was to do. It was clearly
Better today in this context. Maybe just when is that moment? When is the after the bowler released it, and that they can pull it at any point while the ball's in the air? A lot of room for wiggle here. I feel like there's got to be almost this. Both sides of
driven flowingly again. Arif Sheikh is playing a little gem of a knock. It's changing this game. Slightly overpitched, but given the real treatment, what a cover drive that is.
Yeah, Jarvis was operating back of a length this time, just a touch fuller. But give a lot of credit to Arif Sheikh in the way he's played. It's prompted because he's so positive, because Jarvis knows he's looking to attack and looking to score. That he's trying to change the way in areas that he's bowling. He's looking to get on the aggressive side of things, and this time just goes haywire. Sheikh makes it pay.
Again, another flowing drive. Funny, isn't it? Sometimes you walk out as a batter and you're just on from ball one. That's what Arif Sheikh has been. It's the 100 up. Listen to those roars in the background from the Nepal fans. They're feeling a lot more relieved all of a sudden.
phase from Nepal again. Really reeling after that dismissal of Rohit Bodal. Caught it first slip, and now...
Oh, now this is close. This is gone. He's been playing around that front. In reality, he probably should have been given out. Jarvis's foot. He's playing around that path. He might have got bad on this. He might be unlucky in the decision. I don't think he is. I think this is going to go on and hit middle stump.
For all money there, and again, probably a little bit of retribution for what was the decision was given. Just kind of clapped his hands, raised the arms. And a lead, we get the call to go our way. But again, with the ball they did it today, they were ruthless, and they decided, okay, we're going to take the game to Scotland. With the bat at times, it almost gifted. And to your credit, he's not playing to you. And instead, he's looked to step all the way across and flick around the corner.
Number 7, it's not Depender Singh Airi. You do wonder, I'm saying this a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but you do wonder how many Nepal batters are padded up at any one time, because they're in a batting order, but you do want a bit of certainty. Over your rolls, those in the fine again. Another twist.
With that, the reason you send Gulshan Jha now is to almost counteract the angle. See if that can throw him off his line or length.
Balor's still finding a way to score runs, so that if they get these runs, they may well get them in the next 10 overs or 12 overs, but they don't need to get them in that time period either. Obviously enjoying Arif Sheikh's innings is doesn't want to lose his wicket, hunting for an expansive drive. Tell me something now, man. 22 bowled, 102 for 5. How does it... Talent is incredible.
We got to send these videos out. Say, hey,
how does he not have a bat?
Pretty Irvin, when he first came into international cricket, I remember he scored the 100 down in Pearland. Don't think he had a bat sponsor that in innings, and since, follow him on Instagram. He's got every sponsor in the book.
I'll tell you something. In the next year for Gulch, I'm going to sponsor him myself.
There you go.
He does well. He's a brilliant ambassador in the corporate world.
I thought he
but I'm not going to name the names of any of the brands because one will get shipped apart. So one of the leading bat brands in the world. The value you'll get out of this kid over the next decade, and don't sign him for a year. No. Out to the head of the Nepal Premier League, and you'll have kids running around all over. pal. One to Brad. XX, you know, something. Whatever. Ryan Burrell, he was a great pal of mine. This one's cut away for 4. Not in control. Mark Watt forward for Gulshan Jah, his first boundary.
He's looking to play it behind square, but it was an edge on the way through. Probably didn't read the balance as well as he would like to. Slip fielder, but it'll be 4 runs nonetheless. It'll be handy 4 runs for Gulshan Jah.
You think about particularly, so in theory, Watt is going to be bringing the ball in. That most of the edges are therefore going to go square. To find there is not a particular one, but he does need to get a bit more angle, close off more space then as well. But yeah, Ryan Burrell was well, and he put out kind of a little bit of a self-deprecating tweet about it. It's the attempted alarm ball outside the off stump, crossed as well. He given us a wide. And I think he might have kind of posted a photo of how am I having to do this as an international cricket. Don't know what's happening here. The real competitor doesn't seem too happy. Was Ari Sheikh talking to? Single the Ryan Burrell story. Sorry, damn it. No idea what's going on there.
Yeah, it looks like RF Sheikh is trying to. Every Scottish fielder was very unhappy with the fact that Mark Watt had to.
It's the wind as much as anything. Helped round the corner in a gem of a knock. If Nepal do win this game, it will be.
That wasn't a particularly great delivery from Mark Watt. He stayed down the leg side and leg in place. So anything was going to send this away. Again, the intent from Sheikh is the big thing for me. He's looking to finding their first ODI win in 8 goes.
Still being a bit manic, isn't it? A bit helter-skelter, I know. There's going to be celebrations of relief, but one of the major shoe companies then got on to Ryan Burrell. As a consequence, the tweet then of thanks, I think it was quote tweeting the original one, went more associate cricketers I could name alongside him, but Gulshan Jah is brilliant and as young, as talented. As him. Line him up now. If you don't, you'll have missed out. What a straight drive from the teenager.
And again, it's just the perfect cricket for strike. It is a touch over pitched, but he holds the shape. He's got great in this base, and it just transfers his weight so beautifully.
Was battered. Who bowl a bit or bowlers who bat a bit, I can't split the two skills.
Better with the ball. I think he's discovering a lot of him probably as a third option to bowl cutter. pull into the that he's got something to offer with the way he holds the ball. You're seeing him swing it,
And just wide of Mark Watts. It's just about to say, if Scotland don't get a chance, oh, not quite.
Yeah, it's not quite a chance. Second slip probably has an opportunity up on Gulshan Jahu. He's a tall man, and he's got to the top half of that, and they're to do this.
You do wonder with him bowling. Is he another big as a chance now? Well, to cash in.
Allowed the game to come to him, and then what he's done is he's then put the pressure back onto Scotland. He hasn't played anything.
He hit. Repeat that. Yeah, things are just going awry now. Well, it is not the approach to be doing the business for them somehow.
Yeah, it has worked, and again,
Smashed into the leg side. It should be, well, a couple didn't quite get it out of the screws. The intent was there. Getting all sorts of group. Please stop saying Nepal will win. They will win. They're going to win. They're getting over the line. Do it. Man.
well, it's 3:57 local time, so if you need to go back in the broad,
From Arif Sheikh. Well, he's batting on another planet to the rest. How good a shot is that?
it's brilliant. Again, it's on the up, not much wrong from Jarvis, probably a bit too wide. But he's read it nicely, and he's used his hand brilliantly today. And again, we saw again big shots from Anosar early, but it really wasn't anything in concur.
Jarvis, he's not the fin, just 3 overs. Here's another look. For me, has been the difference. Thank you all so much for watching. To win, the Runworms are, well, not even in the same parish as them, but Santosh Kumar watching on from Bangalore in Indies. Mohan watching from Auckland. Another one of their nicknames they've got plenty of. Nepal, Sheikh has been so impressive, hasn't he?
scoring runs. Yes, fine, but it's the approach and the manner in which he's doing so.
The positive, he's gone about it. But you get, I know he's not got to 55.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it was who was going to stand up at this point. How do you stand up? Against what seems really felt that he was out of sorts, wasn't getting off to a nervy start. He knew how he wanted to attack the game.
Well, Mark Watt is into the all he wanted to deliver that one. Gulshan Jha is entitled to pull out.
Mark Watt was unhappy with how long it was taking Gulshan Jha to get ready. You saw
He's not ready. This is going to should be signaled as a dead ball, and it's not on a right. What the umpire has to do is hold his right arm out and the batter's ready. That's a dot ball. For me, Gulshan Jha, I think it's different to the Joss Inglis one. They don't know what to score it as. And, well, there's no... See what we can bring you here. That to wait. It's different to the Joss Inglis one.
Yeah.
The Joss Inglis one, he was in position. His head's down at the point that Watt goes to... in his favour. He is pushing the line. He's pushing the envelope of the laws. And I could say it is out. And we could have a real controversy then.
And again, the real thing here is, on the first one, you saw that even on the second one, he had just one.
Yeah, this is. I think this is the. He's absolutely. I don't know what Watt is giving out about. Now again, this is for me where the umpire needs to be stronger. Right here, the umpire's right arm should be out because the batter's not ready yet.
No.
And then he's trying to get. Advantage. But again, for me, by the letter of the law, because we did a bit of research,
as well as Red Wheel comes back into the attack, hoping to find a wicket. They pull it halfway. That's very different from, I haven't even gotten my bat down into my batting, and they'll get it in the end. Actually sent back was Gulshan Jha, probably the good call. A stark difference from a batter being ready, setting up. He hasn't even finished the setup. By the time he looks up, the ball's been delivered. It's halfway to him. Had to hit the stumps. He would have been giving him out. I just don't reckon that's right. Wheel, as he's come back, he's been consistently right outside the off stump. He's actually a shade of Jack Jarvis, doesn't he? Ball angle in. The one thing that Wheel does really well is he gets the ball to nip away late, and that's what makes him so tough to play, because you're always carving for that angle in. You're always trying to line it up that way. Good good short delivery. That half an appeal from cross and here from wheel. Probably the quickest of the bowl if he's 100% fit. Towards the gloves.
Yeah, it's a shot that. But there's just tweet here. Just hold their nerves. 1s and 2s will do from here.
Really giving much up, and to Scotland's credit, you can see they're in for the fight versus we've seen sides at times because USA on they kind of let the game go and just wanted to get to the end. No hands-on hit. Everyone's just delay Nepal's win. And shake 129 for 5.
The bowler may have completed his or her action and indeed even have bowled the ball. It may have even hit the stumps. That does not matter. The ball will be dead retrospectively from the moment that the striker backed away. However, if in spite of your attempts to play the ball, which Jack cleared, if the umpire has already called and signalled dead ball, that cannot be revoked. That is final. We never saw Vijay. An attempted slog sweep down the ground towards the leg side rather than over the off. I might be wrong,
but probably didn't help. Mark Watts claimed get straight there, Lenny. It looked like the way he opened the face of the bat was looking to play to the offside.
You're a generous soul, man. You really are, because
there's 4.
Well, he initially signalled 6. To keep your eye, we're gonna have more control. 120 yards away, we cannot tell. We'll see if our magic team in the background can tell us whether this should have been 4 or 6, given us hit it into the leg side, but he got it a bit straighter than he intended. It's straight. Don't know. Initially, I thought in the grander scheme of things. There's the 25-yard. Delivery, shoulders, arms. He's attempted a shot. That's fine.
100%. Again, everything happening towards the tail end, and I reckon, Lenny, that we're on the part of the graph where it says we are so back, but I'm not sure anyone in Nepal are quite settled yet. Even with it just being 20 runs to go again, I don't think anyone is quite settled. They're still feeling the this could maybe shift.
Exact law now. It's 20.4.2.5, and great credit to the guardian of the laws. ICC are the global governing body, but the work on their website. 20.4.2.5. It's under. Oh, this is the key one. The striker is not ready for the delivery of the ball. I'm just going to get one more look at whether this should have been 6 or 4. This is going to drive.
I think it might be. Really good call, because I think it just plopped in front. It looked very close, but I think it.
It would be a much more general law of law 20. Dead ball. Ready for the delivery of the ball, and if the ball is delivered, if the striker makes no attempt to play it, the ball shall not count as one interpretation and reading of that law. Surely that should not have been.
The way the law is written, it feels like the back can pull up anytime, which has its pluses and minuses, as Wheels bowling a tremendous spell.
And that's where the controversy was with that Josh English one. Did you see that one?
I did, and when you said it, I clicked straight in my head, because I think the ball had basically come halfway out of the hands, and he had realized, for me, I feel like there's got to be a middle ground to be had. Yes, I don't think they have their time, but if I fold the ball and you're ready to play the ball, I don't think I should be punished. That
often is that they got the perfect screenshot of where Josh English, for me, was clearly in a ready agreement with what. And before someone messages me saying, oh, that's because you're Scotland, I am not. I promise you, I'm wearing a purple jumper up here for day and last month. This one's just angling down. Jan needs to get back. And ultimately, it's not going to be of consequence, because a dot ball makes no difference when you've got 130 balls to get the 20 runs. For wicket.
Yep.
And I think today he's just carried on a little bit with
Michael Harley on Twitter has put a tweet out to you. Cricket Badge, the thing most people miss about Josh, head out with the extra delivery in the over. So maybe it worked out in
head over English, yeah.
I feel with the form head is in, you almost have to take.
Is he the best all-format player in the world batter right now?
Yeah. The T20 form that he showed does in ODI cricket. You see him be able to kind of fight through innings, and then, because I think what he's so great at in red ball cricket is changing gears and changing the pace of how a test innings is flowing, and I reckon he's probably the best all-format player in the world.
Learned all about it, didn't they? In that T20, an absolute blitzkrieg, the highest power. Yeah, Watts bowled nicely, and I don't mind him pushing the envelope in terms. Look, the game is so batting dominated. He thinks he can get an edge, but pushing the line of whether or not. But if you don't do it more often now. So right now, why isn't Vijay Malela's right arm out?
Yeah,
because the batter's not ready. He knows the keeper's not ready either.
Almost feels like it comes back to maybe a courtesy thing, right? At some point that, oh, they just know, okay, they can't pull. But when the law is, there is that room for interpretation, just rule it out. No, you can't pull yet.
That right arm's out. We're not even having this conversation.
No, I don't think you are. Like I said, I think it's all about, like I said, control the game.
Was what that then? Does is it take? There was a bit of animosity there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
If the right arm's out, he can't bowl the ball. He's Harry hits the ball with. This goes a long, long way for 6.
We talked about the base of Gulshanjai at the point of impact. Nothing is flying or hitters or ODI hitters. There's just so many moves. Parts. From a stable point of view, from there, even the miss hit that we mentioned can go all the way for a 1 bounce 4. Impact. It's just flowing. Nothing's moving.
And he's such a powerful man. One of the challenges Nepal have is finding, you see, Sampal Kamis, your Depender Singharis, your Rohit Powdels. These guys aren't particularly tall, but Jazz a rarity of the highest quality, who I'm only going to say it one more time, man, somehow doesn't have a bat sponsor.
Whoever does it, they're going to be... Yeah, very happy company, maybe within the year.
Is what you'll have. 13 to win, 12 to tie. But whoever created that graphic of 200, and that's the 25-yarder, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I was ready. Plays it away for a single. He'll have to scrub all the numbers off that. It will be 0 days without an ODI win. Nepal will finally find success after what's been a bit of a tough time in this format. Win, there's no doubt about that. Might have been interesting. Was the toss the other way at Scotland for Scotland? They've been too good.
Yeah, they have. And again, it went back to the ruthlessness with the ball. I thought the reason they were able to be brilliant was because the bowlers themselves were very consistent on a line and length, and kept themselves in bowlers here. But for me, it's the economy rates. We had economy rates that were well above 8, closer to that 8 mark, closer to 9. But you have to see everyone is under 5 runs and over because they're not giving away freebies, and they're forced no matter where they go. In the world.
Yeah, the picks for me were actually was great. Spell. I thought he was really, really good today with the new ball, the match award. I thought the Gary Shake would be a bad choice either. Brandon McMullen comes back into the attack. It's going to be 5 of them, but instead it'll be 4 as they'll run 3. Good piece of fielding down on the rope from Brad Curry. That blow that he took at the non-strikers end. Mark Watt strike. I do in Suraj Band. He says it's near for Nepal. This is tickle when come to within 1 blow of 50. And Yuvraj says Yes, there's plenty of overs left, but worry is wickets. These two are the last hope. Well, Nepal, they will win.
There you go. So you've done exactly what he didn't want you to do, followed by what he did want you to do. But yeah, well played here, and he deserves a 50, doesn't he? Or Sheikh, he's carried everything home. He's played an unbelievable knock, and again, without him, things really could have gone well.
He gets to 4.
Good day.
There's still 4 balls left. Gulshan, thing we missed in the day, and apologies to Scottish fans for this. Matthew Cross went past 2,000 ODI runs. It's only a couple of runs shy of that.
Yeah, it is so good. Yeah, you take the window.
Mark, I think his batting showing signs, and you can see Ja is trying to get the single. For Nepal,
Again, winning becomes a habit, and the first way to win is to not lose. And you saw them get rid of those. Weren't aggressive, and they weren't consistent. They were great.
Oh, good work from Gulshan. Ja gets the single. You deserve the win, and for
Jogan.
one of Nepal's unsung heroes. He doesn't capture the headline, but he's been a fine servant. They call him the Iceman, and I think that is the perfect nickname for him, because whenever there's a panic, you think back to that one there. It's just 2 to win. And 50 for Arif Sheikh. Fittingly, he wins the winning runs. Apart from that innings against the UAE, none have been as critical. 200 plus day streak without a victory in ODI cricket. They've taken a comfortable, a confident victory despite a few wobbles. They've taken it by 5 wickets. They've been ever such good value for the win, and that will warm the hearts of every Nepal fan around the world. As they're back, up and running. They are back.
For Nepal fans, and yes, that first ODI win that they've captured. And it's the way they've done it. They were ruthless with the ball. Yes, did they stumble with the bat? Absolutely. But they had the Iceman step up. They had patches where you said, okay, they can win this game. For Scotland, I don't think you would sit there and say Scotland will have to rethink the way they go about playing ODI cricket. I think this win is more about what Nepal did right versus what Scotland did wrong. I think the one thing Scotland's going to want to do is find a way to convert on their scores, but give all the credit in the world to Nepal. Scotland fought back nicely with the ball in hand, but there was never enough runs to really trouble that Nepali side, and it's all smiles all the way around, especially for our Sheikh, who's done exactly what his team needed. And again, winning becomes a habit. You win one, and it can snowball in to 2, 3, 4, and maybe into that magical run we saw at the tail end of the first edition of League 2.
Yeah, great delight for Nepal. There really is. And again, we don't pick the player of the match at this level, but for me, Arif Sheikh to stand out. The positivity with which he played with. Again, there was another shuffle of the batting order that we didn't expect. Kushal Malla came in at number 3, which he hasn't done altogether too often. 51 of 42 deliveries. When he came to the crease, they were in all sorts of trouble at